One of the most undesirable cars on the road, and I bought it as a daily driver. Woo! So I know a lot of you are gonna instantly click off once I reveal this, but hang in there with me. I'm gonna explain why I'm so excited about this thing, why it's a great daily driver, and how we got it. So without further ado, the new daily driver, boom, first generation Honda Insight. How cool is that? Let's check it out. Stay with me, it's gonna be rad.
Got wheel skirt, aerodynamic, plus it looks cool.
It's got character, I'll give her that.
She's got a lot of mile per gallon chips.
What you're looking at here is a 3-cylinder, 1 liter, 67 horsepower engine. If the intermediate assist is working, you get an additional 13 horsepower and 36 foot-pounds of torque. The Insight was in the same plant as the S2000 and the NSX, so it shares a lot of similarities as far as the interior is concerned.
It has a lifetime mile per gallon of 62.5. What?
It's 6 degrees. Hop in the car. Let's go for a ride.
It cruises so well.
This is the coolest thing ever. When the IMA is working, it auto shuts off at like 18 mile per hour. And that's really cool, saves fuel, and it's pretty neat. And of course, once you put it into gear, let me switch hands here. Turns back on, you're ready to rock. So it only makes sense to cruise this thing on the highway with you because that's what this car was designed to do. I actually reset the IMA light and she is staying on, so this is gonna be pretty cool. And now the quirky thing about these cars, if you don't have the IMA working, it's equivalent to a 1 liter, but if it's working, it's equivalent to a 1.5. That is a huge boost. And I've driven this thing 4,000 miles, and about 3,000 miles of that was engine only. You know, I don't mind it. 63 horsepower, it's not bad. But this car, the reason I bought it, I look for 2 things in a daily driver: mile per gallon and reliability. This thing check marks them all. I have a friend of mine who has one of these, and he let me drive it. And you know, I've owned a couple of Civics in the past. You know, this thing handles, I would say, better than a Civic. And I would not advise driving this thing in the snow though. The rear wheels are actually sunken in a little bit. And you're basically gonna be doing 2 tracks down the highway in the snow. So anything over 1 inch, I would not drive one of these. But besides that, I am mobbing this thing every day. And my best MPG has been 68.9. They're rated at 70. How cool is that? And let's see what I'm getting now. It's been really cold. It's actually like 6 degrees today. This tank so far I'm getting 57.2. So I mean, you just can't beat that. And a friend of mine and me, we found one of these 8 hours away. So we drove down and got it, bought it from a guy for less than $2 grand, but it needs a little bit of work. And I bought it from a guy. He had a couple Porsches, used this as a daily driver. It needs a little bit of work. The IMA battery is super weak. I've discharged it, I've grid charged it, and it doesn't last that long, maybe 3 days. And so, but I don't mind driving engine only, so I'm just gonna keep rocking it. But sometimes there's a little bit of jerkiness. When the IMA light trips, the Cadillac converter check engine light code trips. And so I want to data log the O2s. Now the jerkiness, I've read a lot. The Insight community is great. There's an active forum still, which is pretty rare. And the first thing to do is clean the EGR plate, and we'll see if that fixes it. The previous owner said he cleaned it already, but that's the first thing everyone recommends. So we're gonna try that. This thing weighs 1,800 pounds. Can you believe that? And this one has AC, and so it's roughly like, don't quote me on this, it's like 1867, I believe. But still, that's crazy. And I've watched a couple of crash tests with these because they're all aluminum. And so, I'm kind of concerned, but at the same time, I mean, I'm super aware now, and I'm not scared to drive this thing anywhere. I drive it everywhere on the highway, and only downshift to 4th to climb up this hill. But this thing is really, really cool. It's only let me down 1 time, and it was my own fault. I bought it, the idler pulley was really, really loud. And like I said, 8 hours there, 8 hours back home. We were fine. And I was waiting on parts from Honda Parts Now. I decided that I was just going to drive it. Stupid me. Next thing I know, the car's overheating. I pull over, and sure enough, that's what happened. You know, the idler probably exploded. The belt broke. Water pump wasn't moving, so it got hot. And I called a friend of mine. He's so crazy. He has a Prius, a Viper, and an Atom, and I think he has a couple other things like a minivan or something, but he hauls everything with his tow dolly. And so I called him. He brings the Prius to pull the inside with a tow dolly. We got so many looks. It was so cool. Man, this thing's so light. The Prius actually was fine towing it.
And getting on the highway.
Who says that when it's wintertime you can't do stuff with your car friends? And it was so neat. And we had a blast towing the thing back home. Took it apart, fixed it, and knock on wood, no head gasket problems, no engine problems. Very fortunate. 4,000 miles. Man, I'm gonna keep driving this thing. It's gonna save me a ton of money driving to events. You know, hopefully no one makes fun of me for it, but hey, if I can get 70 miles a gallon driving to a race and driving home, I'll take it. You know, that's more money for food stops, right? The only bad thing is you really can't sleep in this car because the way the hatch is designed, you can't really recline back. That kind of stinks. So, but anyway, all in all, I hope you stuck around to the end. This thing is the most quirky car that I've ever driven, and I dig it. I'm glad to be back in a manual, you know. Driving automatic every day is cool, but daily driving a manual, there's just something about it. I don't know, sexy or something. I just can't put my finger on it. And if you're interested in seeing more videos of maintenance and stuff like this, let me know in the comments. It's been really cool. I mean, it shares a bunch of interior styling from the Honda S2000s. They were assembled in the same plant as the NSX and the S2000. How cool is that? Hopefully this audio is good. I'm using my phone, and hopefully it's not too grainy. I mean, you know, because I'm just using my phone. There's cars passing me. I'm just cruising down the highway in the slow lane. Normally I'd be in the fast lane, mind you. I drive this thing like I would anything else. I'll tell you that right now. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.